That's going to be really hard to follow up. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bryce Gregory. I'm a junior IS major here at ACU. I'm also a husband to an amazing wife and a father to a beautiful daughter. Sorry. That was powerful. I got to thank Dr. Jerry Taylor for allowing me to be here today. I also have to thank him for this being a last-second thing. I got to be asked yesterday to be here. But I'm here to share a story with you today of an experience that I had just this last Thursday here in town. And I do apologize if I become emotional while sharing this story. I have every time I've shared it with friends or family. But this last Thursday, I decided to go to a local restaurant to feed my family. And before I left that restaurant, I was scrolling social media, as I have been doing very often lately because of the chaos of this world. And I happened upon a post that I couldn't believe. It shocked me. It said that the Christian white man is the enemy of love and equality and freedom across all lands. And this post was extreme, and it took me back. And for the first time in my life, it made me feel the identity that I've been carrying my whole life as a Christian white man. And now I went to this restaurant, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for what I was about to feel this day. I was standing there in my ACU shirt. It said Lene, and Lene stands for Love Your Neighbor as Yourself. And everything about me screamed, I am a Christian white man. I am. I was born this way, and I love God. And now here comes my waitress, and she is a young black woman. And our interactions were completely the normal, the usual. Hello, how are you? Goodbye, thank you, all of that. Nothing was strange in between the two of us. But as I stood there, something happened on the inside of me that had never happened before. Something began to turn that had never turned before. And I couldn't put a word to it. I didn't even know the feeling. But I knew as I left that restaurant, it continued to turn, and there was something significant happening inside of me that I had to explore. And then I got home, and I ate my meal with my family, and I invited my friends over, and I was sitting on the back porch scrolling social media again. And my friend says, hey, look at this. And what I see is another post by a local Abilene man, a member of our community, and he was calling literally for a race war in our streets. A moment of violence of whites versus blacks, no mercy, no rules, just supremacy through force of violence. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I had seen that day. And I want you to know it's not the social media that shook me. It's all too often we get to see these kind of extreme posts happen from both sides, all sides do this. But what it helped me realize, it helped me process what I got to feel for but a microscopic moment in that restaurant. For but a molecular moment in my life, I got to feel what every black man and woman across this country has felt for 400 years since they arrived here as slaves in this country. And it doesn't even compare. I can't pretend that it compares to that. It does not, and it never will. I finally understood for a brief moment what black people have had to endure because of their black skin. Life has no color, but the bodies that house this life, they do. And unfortunately in this country, black skin has been valued less. And because of that, the life inside of that skin has been valued less too. And that's not right. It's not fair. For a brief moment, all I understood is someone may just see my existence simply as a white Christian man. And nothing more. I had never felt before in my life that existence could be threatened, or that it could be undesired, or that someone might want me to be removed because of that existence. But again, that is a feeling that is all too common for my black brothers and sisters across this country. I realized that what I was feeling was the insecurity of not knowing exactly how this black woman was going to feel about me because of my skin. I don't know if she shared the same sentiment as the social media post I had read earlier. I didn't know if she wanted to give me a hug. I had no idea. I was confused. But it became clear to me how it is possible for my black brothers and sisters everywhere to be suspicious of all white people because of the extreme hatred that they have had to endure at the hands of just a few white people. Again, this experience is all too common for my black brothers and sisters that have had to live with it for 400 years, from the cradle to the grave, from that first breath to the last. And I experienced it for just a small, brief moment. And guess what? My brothers and sisters, my black brothers and sisters do not have the social leverage to experience those feelings for just a moment. Every time you go out to eat, every time you go to the park and somebody asks you what you're doing, or a police officer pulls you over, that insecurity and that anxiety gets to permeate throughout your culture, and it's not right. All I wanted to do was reach out to that young lady in that restaurant in that moment and show her in a concrete way that I loved her regardless of the color of her skin, and I didn't know how. I was stuck. But I hope and I pray that the impact of my experience lasts me a lifetime. I pray and I hope that it molds me morally and deeply from the inside so that I can find the courage to demonstrate to my black brothers and sisters an authentic love that comes deep from within my heart. I want to give all the love that I can as a white person to people of color. And I know that if I begin to sow hatred into the community of black and brown people, that is the bitter fruit of hatred that my daughter will get to taste when she grows up. That what I felt may be aimed at her. What so many black brothers and sisters have felt their whole lives may be aimed at her. And I know that she will have to learn to live in a country that I am going to help shape and form by my actions and words towards people of color today and here on forward as well. I do not want the racial sins of her father or of my forefathers and grandfathers before that to be the painful inheritance that she gets to take on in a society of very diverse people, a society that may see her whiteness as a problem to be eradicated or extinguished. And the best way that I can preserve my daughter's future as a white person in a multi-ethnic and of a diverse society in the world for the years to come is to sow seeds of love and kindness in the lives of black people and all non-white people. And I hope that one day that all of our children get to taste the sweet fruits of love and kindness. But again, we have to begin today to sow those seeds if we want our children to taste them. John chapter 13, verses 34 through 35. A new commandment I give you. Love one another as I have loved you, so also you must love one another. And by this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. There's so much in the Bible you can choose to hold close to you. That is what I have chosen to hold the closest and nearest and dearest to me. And above all else, I'm here today to proclaim to the black community my love for my black brothers and sisters. For far too long have white people as a whole expected the black community to love them and forgive them, when we ourselves do not even ask for repentance. We don't even say sorry for the sins of our forefathers most of the time. Too long the black community has had to hear excuses like, it's not my fault, why should I be sorry? I'm here to say it's not my fault, but I am sorry. I am very sorry for the injustice. We, as a people, especially as a white people as a whole, have not been taught to love as consistently as we need to in the past, and that has been proven throughout history. We have not been taught to be as nonviolent towards our black brothers and sisters as we should be, and we saw that. Everyone saw that with George Floyd. That was in front of everyone. We have not been taught to love our neighbors as ourselves, even when you, the black community, have loved us as your neighbors. Many times in the past, I agree, it is our turn, it is the white church's turn to take a step forward. And while I may never know the entirety of the struggle of you as a black people, I am here today to begin. I am here to learn. I am here to more so overcome my fear of showing you a genuine love, and a concrete willingness to join with you in your healing as a community. And I hope that you can join with me in my healing too as a Christian white man. Thank you.